My first guest, our new ambassador to the UN, this year's poster child for rabies. Would you welcome Mr. Warmth, Don Rickles.
Nah, I'm not going on.
Come back here.
What an evening, Mike. It's so good to see you. I didn't know you were still on.
Yeah.
But this is a good jacket. You come in tomorrow night with cotton candy and you work the carnival. Now, anyway, can I say something since I've seen you?
Please don't.
Gotten so old. 19 years, John.
That's right.
Don't milk it anymore. Walk away.
Get out, Holly. Well, you see, I try to do one show for a long time rather than 6 or 7 like you for a month or two, and then...
No. When you're that big, you're allowed to turn on a little guy who lives in 2 rooms on Figueroa with a busted accordion. Look right in there and let America know you're a millionaire and you don't need him.
Right. I'm a millionaire. I don't need you. No, don't do that. Don't do that to me.
But now we're both happily married.
Absolutely.
You went through a couple of warm-ups, but I want to tell you something as a friend, really.
Yes.
With these 2 lovely Japanese girls, you made a fool of yourself. Could I do it a couple of minutes? No!
That's no
Give me a
fun.
break. I'm so lonely. You know you never liked me.
What?
You never liked me. You like Newhart better than me. You always did.
You're right. You finally dragged it out of me, didn't you?
I'll do the fun
Thank
stuff.
you, of course. When?
I don't... Nobody else has said it, and I say it from my heart. You're a lousy actor.
Don't forget, folks, when you see Clint Eastwood in your local drive-in theaters, drive right into the screen.
This video has taken forever, and I haven't got anywhere. Don Rickles is our winner after 130 plus votes. Don got more than 50%. I got excited about it.
Going through my Don Rickles playlist, and I knew a decent amount of the videos were blocked, but a lot of videos are blocked, and almost none of them make any sense.
Maybe whoever owns the copyright will let me comment on them. Nope. Every time I upload any of these, hold on. All the blocked ones are like right in a row. So look, Don Rickles on Daily Show with Jon Stewart doesn't exist anywhere on the internet, and they're both highly edited videos that took me a while, even though they're only a couple minutes long. Both blocked. Larry King stuff, half of it is blocked. Kimmel, like all Kimmel is blocked. Like Kimmel celebrated his 85th birthday. Rickles jokes around with Stamos. I think that one exists. I have no problem with networks blocking videos of copyrights they own when they have it available somewhere. But when it's like comedians, especially like Don Rickles, who didn't have comedy specials, don't block his interviews.
Don Rickles' comedy lives in his interviews on the late night shows. So there's like, pretty much all the Letterman ones are blocked. I really wanted to get all of Don Rickles' big interviews, at least the late night comedy shows, talk shows. But I lose these battles. I've never won any battles with YouTube on getting any of this stuff to be seen.
I did find throughout all this that I did the roast of Don Rickles on the Dean Martin show, and I put it up and didn't put any tags or any information. So even though it's been up for like 8 years, oops, there's the button. even though it's been up for like 8 years, only like 300 people saw it. So I went and visited it, and I reworked the audio a little bit.
And, yeah, I put the entire thing up. So I guess since YouTube will let this be seen, and it's not YouTube's fault, it's whoever owns the copyrights. And a lot of the time it's not even the networks, it's some copyright company. So I really don't even understand what their business model is. Whoever owns the copyright gets all of the YouTube ad revenue from it. So if you own a copyright, and then you just claim it, and then they get my dollars. I've never got any checks from YouTube, but just to block it from being seen. So this is an hour and 20 minutes. We're going to watch Rickles roast them all back.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for revenge. Here's our man of the week, the merchant of venom, Mr. Don Rickles.
Mr. Chairman, honored guests, Monsignor Duffy, and Rabbi Kinberg, and Deacon Leroy. Some jerks in the back know Deacon Leroy. Well, Kithma gathering. It is without question, in fairness to Mr. Dean Martin, this has been one of the longest evenings I've ever spent in my life, except for the drunk, who was just charming. I know the hour is late. The dinner was absolutely fantastic, I must say that. A bowl of peanuts and water with a guppy in it. One of the cheapest. I would like to tell you something about this. They make it seem to you out there in television land that we're all here with big turkey dinner or something going. These people are all called, and my name is mentioned like he don't care. He's at home with his wife going, everybody loves him. He doesn't know he's here right now. But he's a millionaire, and he says, hey, as a favor, I'll come down and we'll kid with the Jew for a couple hours. I say to you, Dean, with all sincerity, if Italy goes to war, so help me, I'll back the other side. Can you imagine if Italy was at war and he was a general? Hey, I think we ought to attack. But I'd like to clear up a matter right off the bat and tell you from the top. Tonight I'm very delighted because this is a long road. I had my first big break on the Dean Martin show through Dean and Greg Garrison, his producer, when they put me on the show for the first time with every celebrity in Hollywood, and I was completely soaking, perspiring to the death of me. And I'd like to say right out in front, so it's not lost in tape, that I thank you, Dean, really, because if it wasn't your wonderful believing in me, and Greg, really, maybe this day would not have come about. And I'm forever grateful to you. Really. Dean said he'll drink to that. God bless you, Dean. His lovely wife sits by the bed every night saying, try to reach the medicine. Because when you go this time, a lot of women are going to collect. No, he's got a lovely wife. His lovely wife. What's her name? Kasha? Catherine, she's a lovely girl. You'll find her in the lobby later going, would you buy me a sweater? Poverty-stricken broad. It's embarrassing, it really. I'd like to say, going down the line, first of all, Nipsey Russell, a dear friend. We've many, many times you've asked to hang out with me, but I felt it embarrassing. I, being a Jew, I don't need no watermelon truck around me, I'll tell you about that now. And don't put that over your head. A couple of guys from Georgia will come up here. But I love you, Nipsey. Black or white, it doesn't matter to me. Our society today, we are all brothers in arms, as Nipsey told you people out there. We just got to get America to buy that. Now, I love Nipsey. Oh, we have a seal in the crowd. I'd like to say to Telly Savalas, from the bottom of my heart, really, Telly, I kid you, I've never liked you as an actor. And Telly's the kind of guy with no money that keeps saying to the Russian girls, you want to fool around. Now, his wife is listening in. That's in humor, because he has a wonderful family and a wonderful wife. And Telly and all of us in Yugoslavia were lonely, and we thought of our wives constantly. May we be paralyzed, God forbid, if we would lie. But being in Yugoslavia, the biggest excitement we had was watching Tito's dog go to the bathroom. So you must understand. Bob Newhart made the claim that he was my closest friend. I have never met Bob Newhart. I'll put it to you another way. Bob Newhart goes to many gay parties. That's why you hear him going, you want to dance? Cliff Robinson is a fantastic actor. Cliff is sort of like Clint Eastwood, kind of down, kind of, well, you died, Cliff. That's what you did. Cliff is the type of guy, you're in a raft and you're alone and you're a survivor, and Cliff Robinson is the guy with you, and you want the shark to bite you on the tushy so you have a little excitement. But you're a fantastic actor, Cliff. You've told me that many, many times. And I wish you and your career a lot of luck, really. You're marvelous. And thank you for coming. We've been so close. I met the guy once buying a paper. But thanks, Cliff, for coming by. I know how busy you are with your busy schedule, standing by the studio gate at Warner Brothers saying to the cop at the gate, won't anybody see me? But good luck to you. Rowan and Martin, you were completely bad. But I say this to Dick and Dan, one of the great teams. They hang out together. When Dan went on his raft around the world, Dick was saying, I hope the wind shifts. But they're a great team. They've had great success. They're going to be on NBC again this year. Look at this, they both went, are we? I don't know. I hope not. But I love you both, and you're marvelous men. Jack Klugman, I say from the bottom of my heart, Tony Randall feels he can work alone in the series. You are annoying. I never knew you had that much hair. You can't even tell. To see Jack Klugman in real life, you can skew off him and Telly Savalas. Joey Bishop, we won't bother you. I know you're just resting. We kid Joey. I know him a long time. And I said to Joey when I got married, I said, Joey, I got married. He said, hey, you want to see my car? Joey and Cliff Robinson could hang out together. The two of you could just sit in the steam room and watch towels roll up. Lorne Greene, one of the great Jewish men of our time, who was, that's kind of funny because we all have backgrounds and he's a great American, and to be Pop Cartwright and stand around, it always struck me funny to see this man in Bonanza saying, all right, boys, let's get the horses up. No Jew rallies horses around. No way. We sit in a big wagon and go, bring those horses over here. Rich Little, someday you gotta do you, and maybe your wife will leave you. You're a magnificent man. Foster Brooks, I cannot say your talent goes without speaking. You are a marvelous man, really. Pat Henry is my dear friend. He knows Frank Sinatra personally. In fact, they're that close. When Frank takes his car out, Pat runs in front of the car and checks for mines. find guys with that kind of loyalty anymore. Frank did say to say hi to you, Dean. I know how much it means to you. Dean's the kind of guy you can say, God forbid, Frank Sinatra was hit by a bus. Well, I'm going to take my 9-iron and live right up on the green. And then Frank's going to hear your attitude, and you're going to wind up on a hook in a garage in Chicago. Anyway, look at that. The big Irish guy went, what does that mean, Rose? You Irish guys, they don't know anything. You just know how to go to a picnic and take a can of beer and go... Well, we need the Irish. Because we ain't going to put out no fire. You can bet on that. Well, isn't it the truth? Get in there, Captain Duffy! Get in there, Quinn! Get that fire out! And the Jewish guys are usually outside. More wood, Herbie, more wood. And the black man's on the corner going, I bet we get blamed for this, too. And the Polish kid's going, for what? I'm a nice guy. Son of a gun, when you fool with the wife, you must light a match and blow up. And last but not least, Captain Cernan, I was overjoyed that this man would be here tonight. I must say, I was at the launch when Apollo 17 went to the moon. Many of us forget great courage and great Americans at a time of need with our country today, and I do not preach politics or just try to do jokes, but in this man I take exception because he is a delightful, wonderful, great hero. And I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, to see that rocket take off from the launch pad and to be with his family and his dear ones, and to watch this great, wonderful human being call me the night before and say, hey, Don, we're going to go to the moon. Listen, why don't you go over to the Tiki Club or what have you with the wife and have a couple of drinks and boom, boom. It was so casual and so beautiful that I just stood in awe and I was mesmerized by this great hero. I say to all of you Americans, and not to embarrass you, Gene, I thank you for being here tonight. Most important, these are all performers, but you are really outstanding gentlemen. I thank you for coming. Captain Smith. I want to... Dean just said, I'll go to the moon tonight. You would, but nobody would look up. I must say, from the bottom of my heart, really, and Kirk Douglas, who was so kind to appear here tonight. Kirk is a dear friend. I was over his house one night, and we had dinner, and I said, Kirk, how do you feel? He said, how's my body look? And I said, wrinkled. I know what I said, Dean. You keep playing everything back. Just keep drinking and say to yourself, your voice is not gone. He's wonderful, though. Can you tell he's 68? Anyway, Catherine, his young wife's in the back. Is that how old he is? And you remember the joke? Tomorrow he dies. I must say, on behalf of my dear wife that Foster Brooks made some comments about, she is a lovely lady. When we were married, I will never forget, on the wedding night, she looked at me and went, this is exciting. In all honesty, to all you married folks out there, I say from my heart, my wife, I married a Valium. A Valium. The guy in the back, the Puerto Rican kid went, what the Valium? And the Mexican guy went, that's something you plant, you dumb son of a... Anyway, gang. And the Italian guy, here's your Valium. Anyway, by the way, Phyllis Diller, who I love, really, when she was born, she must have hit the hospital wall. That's why the hair is, you know. She'd come out, boom, and the doctor went, oh, we missed Charlie. But I've seen many beautiful women in my lifetime. Phyllis, help her. Oh, she's a lovely comedian and a dear friend. And her wonderful husband, Ward Donovan, couldn't be here tonight. His cape blew up. On the wedding night, he stood on top of the sink and went, Batman! Anyway, I can say anything I want. Dan Rowan's sitting here going, you can't say that. What am I going to do? What you and Dick did on your special? And here he is, Charlie and his monkey. Anyway, which wasn't bad, because that'll be picked up. Anyway, I'd like you to know that on behalf of my wife, Barbara, my dear mother in Florida, who I love dearly, and I spoke to her on the phone tonight. I said, Mom, I'm going to be on Dean Martin's show. And she said, send him my love. She used to know Gabby Hayes. Anyway, but on behalf of my manager, Joseph Scandori, one of the great Italians, really, he's not here tonight. His ice truck blew up. But on behalf of my manager, Mr. Scandori, my darling wife, Barbara, my mother, my 2 children, my mother-in-law, and my family, I have been blessed with one thing. My humor is aggressive, it is nonsense. The Newharts are dear friends, the Rowan and Martins, everybody on this day is tonight has made me feel a little bit important. Each day as an actor, when you take an approach with an image of being aggressive and strong, you must wake up every morning, as my father said. He said, Don, when you're different, your heart is open to a little ache. But remember, when you're different, you might capture all the stars, but the whole world will not rally around you, but you have a chance of having them notice you. So go home at night, put your head on the pillow, and thank God for what you've attained. And maybe God will look down and say, hey, I am grateful to you, son, for doing something different. I like to think that I am different. I like to think that the public will understand me. If they do, I am grateful. To all of you, I wish you what I have, as I say in my performance when I appear. People around you who care.
DJ MaTeOWaNnA.
Shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake.
Yeah, DJ MaTeOWaNnA.
Shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake.
Hey guys, DJ MaTeOWaNnA here again. You know, just to spread my truth.
Shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy shimmy shake, shimmy shake, shimmy